Well, Europe is also keeping a close eye on the presidential election in Poland this Sunday. Polls have opened there as well. For the past year and a half, the centrist ruling coalition of Donald Tusk has had to share power with Poland's outgoing conservative nationalist president, Andrzej Duda, who has blocked key government initiatives. Now, that could change this Sunday if the pro-EU mayor of Warsaw, Rafał Trzaskowski, comes out on top. He has been polling ahead of his rival, the nationalist historian Karol Nawrocki. Our correspondent Gulliver Cragg sent us this update from Warsaw.
A parliamentary republic, but the president also has important powers. He is responsible in part for foreign policy, particularly, traditionally at least, for relations with the United States and NATO. He or she can initiate legislation, but perhaps most importantly, they can block anything that is voted by the parliament by opposing their veto to it. And that's why it's been a huge headache for the incoming Liberal government led by Prime Minister Donald Tusk that Andrzej Duda, the outgoing president, who's from the opposing political camp, the Nationalist Conservatives of the Law and Justice Party, still had more than a year and a half of his second term to remain in office after they won the parliamentary elections in 2023. So there's been an uneasy period of cohabitation in which the government has been saying they can't put in place their programme because Andrzej Duda is threatening to block any legislation that he doesn't like, or perhaps even any legislation that he thinks could be seen as a success for them. So Prime Minister Donald Tusk is very much hoping that he's going to be able to put an end to this difficult period and finish the job, if you like, of bringing liberal, pro-European Poland back to the centre of European life by having his ally Rafał Trzaskowski, the mayor of Warsaw, currently installed in the presidential palace behind me. In order to try to prevent this from happening, Law and Justice have decided to put forward a candidate who's a political novice. Karol Nawrocki has been director of the Museum of the Second World War in Gdansk and of the Institute of National Memory. Now, according to Polish electoral laws, I'm not allowed to give you details about what the opinion polls have been saying, but I think I am allowed to go so far as to say it looks like being a close race and one that is almost certain to go to a second round, because in addition to the two leading candidates that I've mentioned, there are candidates on the left and on the far right who are growing in popularity, and we seem to be seeing in Poland, as we've seen in many other countries in Europe, a reduction in the levels of support for the mainstream traditional parties of government.